Peace and love, family. Peace and love. Okay, so while I am fasting from all forms of social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, I did share some videos today through Messenger, okay, but that was for the purpose of getting a message out, right? And I will be utilizing YouTube though as I'm in my studying and meditation time, things that I feel led to share with you all, I am. And today I'm going to share with you all the correlation between fasting and making a sweet smelling sacrifice to Yahuwah. All right, I'm going somewhere with this. So we're going to slow walk through these scriptures after this.
Help a loving elder keep her lights on during tough times. Her health struggles have left her vulnerable and alone. Your support can restore her safety and peace today. Help Sister Childs. Donate now.
Peace and love, family. Peace and love. Listen, I'm fasting from social media, but I am not fasting from YouTube. As I am in this time of study, reading, and meditation, I'm going to share with y'all some of the profound things that I get when I'm led to, okay? And I want to show you guys the connection between fasting and making a offering by fire of a sweet smelling aroma. And I know y'all like, huh? What does one have to do with the other? So think about it. When you're fasting, especially when you're fasting for long periods of time, your body goes through something called ketosis, right? You're fat burning. And remember when the priests would go before Yahuwah with an offering, what they would burn the fat. And it was a sweet smelling savor to him. So I heard somebody make this connection on Instagram. Shout out to whoever did that. I don't know the name of the person. I just was scrolling the other day. But so I went on Google and I'm like, I want to link this. I want to make this connection. So I asked Google the question, and the answer that I got back was, yes, there is a profound connection, but it exists as a theological, symbolic, and linguistic parallel rather than a direct, literal, or biological link. Now, we understand Yahusha dealt with parables, right? All throughout the scriptures, we see, parables being used. When wise people want to share a story with you, they're going to give you a parable, right? Something that may not be literal, but nonetheless, it's crucial to understand, right? So even though they said that it's symbolic and not literal, I think this is worth getting into, y'all. So Yahweh, have your way in this segment. I thank you, Father. I thank you for me getting excited about this when I heard it so that I could share it with whomever you send to listen to this message. Have your way, Abba Yah. It is in Yahweh's name. I ask this by the authority given to me as a daughter, the way authority was given to Yahusha. I flex that authority right now in the earth. Yada, Yahweh. All right, so it says when people fast, they experience a process known as ketosis, where the body relies on burning stored body fat for energy. In ancient Near Eastern practices, this biological process is frequently mirrored by the ritual of cutting the fat from the flanks or vital organs of an animal and burning it on an altar as a sweet aroma to Yah. Here is how these two concepts connect across history, scripture, and biological metaphor. Using the specific scriptures in the Old Testament that explicitly link the burning of animal fat with a sweet-smelling savor, soothing aroma, or pleasing fragrance to Yah. The biblical command, all the fat belongs to Yah. In the Old Testament book of Leviticus, and I hate saying the Old Testament, right? In the Torah, the Tanakh, in the original book, Yah gives meticulous instructions on how to handle animal sacrifices. When even in peace offerings where humans were allowed to eat the meat, they were strictly forbidden from eating the internal, visceral fat. The location. This fat was stripped from the internal organs, the kidneys, and the flanks, the sides of the animal. And it's so significant that the kidney was burned as an offering to Yahuwah. Because for me, the kidney, the reins, what do they symbolize? They symbolize what is hidden. What is hidden, right? Nobody can see your kidneys, but they're there, right? And when you give what is hidden to Yahuwah, what is hidden? When you give your issues, your problems, your hurt, your pain to Yahuwah. See, on the outside, they can't see your hurt. They can't see your pain. They can't see your trauma. But when you decide, I'm not holding on to this, I'm giving this to you, Yahuwah, because I can't handle this. I can't take this. I give this to you so that in turn you can give me peace, comfort, beauty for ashes, joy for heaviness, right? All right, I'm going somewhere else with this. But so that's what when I hear that the kidneys, the reins, that's what those represent to me, right? Anyway, so the ritual, the priests were commanded to burn this specific fat completely on the altar, according to Leviticus 3:16. This burning fat creates a smoke offering that rises as a sweet savor, a pleasing aroma to Yah. The cultural meaning. In ancient, what's this word? Y'all. Don't be getting on me. I don't know. Agrarian? All right, y'all. We're going to sound this out together. Agrarian societies. In ancient agrarian societies, fat was viewed as a luxury, a sign of wealth, and the ultimate source of life-sustaining energy. The Abari word for fat is frequently used as an idiom for the very best of anything. Genesis 45:18 shows this. All right, Genesis 45:18 speaks of eating the fat of the land. By burning the fat on the altar, the worshiper is practicing total surrender. I give myself away, giving the richest, most valuable portion of their sustenance entirely to Yah, rather than consuming it themselves. Now I'm going to tell y'all, yuck. Back in my pork eating days on a pork chop, come on, y'all, I'm sorry, but that was the best part. We loved the fat, even on the steak. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it real, First of all, we're not going to offer no nasty pork chops to Yahuwah, but I get it, offering that beef, that fat on that beef, because baby, it smells good, it tastes good. All right, y'all, I'm fasting. I'm sorry. And I didn't even mean to tell y'all that, so I should scratch this from the record. I didn't say nothing. All right, y'all. Anyway, here we go. Where was I? While many verses mention a sweet aroma for general burnt offerings, which were burned whole, including the fat, the following passages specifically highlight the fat portions being separated and burned on the altar for this purpose. Leviticus, the book of offerings. Leviticus provides the most detailed instructions for burning the fat from peace and sin offerings as a sweet aroma to Yah. Leviticus chapter 3, verses 3 through 5. From the sacrifice of the peace offering, he shall present an offering by fire to Yah. The fat that covers the entrails and all the fat that is on the entrails. Aaron's sons shall burn it on the altar on the burnt offering, which is on the wood that is on the fire. It is an offering by fire of a soothing aroma to Yah. So some translations will say sweet smelling. This says soothing, a soothing aroma to Yah. Leviticus 3:14 through 16. From it he shall present his offering as an offering by fire to Yah. The fat that covers the entrails and all the fat that is on the entrails, the priest shall burn them on the altar as food, an offering by fire for a soothing aroma. All fat belongs to Yah. Leviticus 4:31. Then he shall remove all its fat, just as the fat was removed from the sacrifice of peace offerings. And the priest shall burn it on the altar for a soothing or sweet smelling aroma to Yah. Leviticus 7:2 through 5 instructs for the guilt offering. Note that is all, wait, what? Let me read that again. Y'all can see this, right? All right. Instructions for the guilt offering. Note that all its fat, the fat tail, the fat covering the entrails, and the labels and the lobes of liver must be offered. The priest shall burn them on the altar as an offering by fire to Yah. It is a guilt offering. Leviticus 8:21. And I'm going to tell y'all right here where it says it's a guilt offering. Sometimes when we sin, when we go off, when we live it in our flesh, I'm telling y'all, when you take some time of fasting, during your time of repenting and restoration, that fat that you're burning while you are starving your flesh man so that you can nourish your spirit man, that is a sweet smelling aroma to the Most High Yah. It's symbolic, but y'all feel me though. All right. Leviticus 8:20 through 21. During the ordination burnt offering, Moses cut the ram into pieces and burned the head, the pieces, and the fat, a burnt offering for a soothing aroma, an offering made by fire to Yahweh. Leviticus 7:5 through 6. The priest shall sprinkle the blood on the altar of Yah at the doorway of the tent of meeting and offer up the fat in smoke as a sweet smelling aroma, as a soothing aroma to Yah. I don't like using the word soothing because I don't see that Yahuwah needs to be soothed. When I think of the word soothing, I think of a baby who's crying. You know, you rub them on their back and it soothes them, right? But then if you really think about it, when you sin and you out here wilding out, that angers Yahuwah. So I do kind of get the way that they put the word soothe in there. All right. So here we go now. Exodus, the tabernacle and priesthood. Exodus records that during the consecration of priests, the fat, along with specific portions of the sacrifice, was burned to create a sweet aroma. Exodus 29:18, you shall burn the whole ram on the altar. It is a burnt offering to Yah. It is a soothing aroma, an offering by fire. Exodus 29:25, you shall take them from their hands and burn them on the altar on the burnt offering for a soothing aroma before Yah. It is an offering by fire to Yah. Numbers, the continuous offerings. Numbers 18:17 specifies that the fat of firstborn animals must be offered to Yah. You shall sprinkle their blood on the altar and shall offer up the fat in smoke as an offering by fire for a soothing aroma to Yah. The Psalms, poetic reflection. Psalm 66:15 reflects on the offering of fat animals with the scent of rams. I will offer to you burnt offerings of fat animals with the smoke of rams. I will offer bulls with male goats. And I'm going to tell y'all, we don't have to make sacrifices, physical animal sacrifices for sin any longer. Thank you, Yahshua, right? But there is coming a time when we will be able to offer meal offerings to our Father in our feast days. Soon and very soon, this will be done in our land. But for now, a broken heart and a contrite spirit in fasting is a sweet smelling aroma to Yah. I'm telling you, okay? The metaphorical connection to fasting historically and homiletically, theologians have linked, and I hope I said that word right. Let me zoom in on that. Homiletically. I did. I think I did. Y'all tell me in the comments if I said that right. Theologians have linked the physical burning of animal fat on the altar to the biological burning of fat during a fast. The body as a living sacrifice. The Apostle Paul, and I'm sorry, this is for whole Bible readers, apocryphal Bible readers, just the whole picture. This ain't for you, if you know what I'm saying, because look, I'm talking about Paul. Y'all don't believe in Paul, right? I don't believe in Paul either, but I know that Paul lived and died, and he went to go spread the gospel to the other nations. But all right, anyway, here we go. The Apostle Paul instructs believers in Romans 12:1 to present their bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to Yah. Fasting as the altar fire. When a person fasts, their glucose stores deplete, forcing the body to transition into ketosis. The internal fire of metabolism begins to break down and burn stored body fat. Spiritual purification. Just as the priest stripped the animal's fat to burn it, a fasting person willfully denies their physical carnal desires. The burning of body fat during a fast becomes a literal physiological representation of burning away excess self-reliance and carnal indulgence to draw closer to Yah. The sweet aroma is the spiritual devotion rising from a surrendered body. Then it goes on to say, would you like to explore the Hebrew meaning of the word chaleb, fat, in ancient culture? Or would you like to look into how the prophet Yeshayahu addresses the ritual of burning fat when the heart is not right with Yah? I want to get into both of these things, but not right now. Maybe tomorrow. Yah willing. I'm going to read it. I'm going to get into it. But I don't know if I'm going to share it with y'all yet. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for listening. Please do me a favor. Like this video. Share this video. And if it touched you in any way, please leave a comment. I humbly ask. Thank you. That's all I got. Gotta go. Bye.